What's up, guys? Today I'm joined with Dave Can Read, who is a seven-figure bookseller. He's been in the game probably for 15 years. Is that right? 15 years? Can we say that?
I think going on 16.
Going on 16. He will be speaking at Miami Sellers Conference. He's a bulk bookseller out of Denver, and he's also got a location in New Jersey. We got Taylor Jones right here, 1.77 million the last 12 months doing wholesale. Bootstrapped his business from nothing. Used to work as a sales rep at, what is it, Xerox?
I think so. Yeah, Xerox. Yeah.
Xerox, whatever the name of the company is. Quit that shit. He went to Marshall's, bought a bunch of stuff, listed it on Amazon, returned half of it, and that's how he started his business.
Care Bears, specifically. It was all Care Bears the first 2 years.
Heck yeah. And then we got Jameson Philippi down here, who has spoken at Miami Sellers Conference 2 times now, or just 1 time?
Once.
So his second time being present there. We don't know how we're going to use him, but we're going to use him somehow. He's going to probably be on a panel talking about how he stole $1 million in toys. I'm just kidding. You travel the country. You travel almost every retail arbitrage store. You have a map of the different locations you've hit up, and it's really insane because you have a map over here. Boom. If you guys look at that, like literally Jameson has a map like that on his phone, and like the whole country is just filled with dots because he's been to so many Walmarts and different areas. So tonight we can run a Q&A. I know we got a lot of booksellers in the house, so you guys can ask me questions or Dave questions. But this is also for Miami Sellers Conference and whatever questions you guys have about that. So let's rock and roll.
Boom, let's do it.
Feels a little bit like the Brady Bunch right now with the 4 of us.
What's the Brady Bunch?
Like you've never seen the Brady Bunch?
No, I haven't.
He wasn't around then. He was still swimming in his dad.
Yeah, which is a joke because Taylor doesn't know how to swim.
You guys watch Gilligan's Island too?
And
I've never actually seen Gilligan's Island.
You saw them 80s hats at the conference, the rad 80s. ESC, and you mean MSC hats? What do they mean? 80s?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, like the hats you
have.
Oh
yeah, it's like kind of like an 80s vibe.
Okay.
MSC. You get
the light. Yeah, the light pink.
You get sent a hat, right? If you buy a ticket.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab one.
Yeah, the light pink. It was like a neon. The colors it kind of did.
It's like a Miami Vice sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Well, how's business, Dave? Well, actually, how's Denver? Is it freezing?
Oh, bro, I feel like the black pops a little bit more, but the white is just classic.
I love the white.
Wait, I didn't get a black one, Avery. I'm kind of jealous now.
Do you like the black, Jameson?
I can't even. Here we are, back to on defense every time we talk.
Yeah, 80s vibe. Shout out to David for making that logo. So I guess we'll start with Jameson. What was your favorite part about? You've attended 2 events, right?
Yes, I've been to 2.
You spoke at the one last year. What was your favorite part about either of the events?
My favorite part, honestly, is I just like what's the right word? Like the crowd that it draws. Because like I've been in Amazon like space now for like 10 years, and I've lost count of how many conferences, events that I've been to, and I just like the diverse like group of people that it brings, because it like brings a lot of younger people, which I like because I'm old and I could love to be able to like learn and hang out with people that are running businesses completely different.
I love the young ones.
Wow! All right, I gotta go. Peace.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, cool. Can I go? All right, thank you.
You got Amanda down here saying, "Hey guys."
Yeah,
hey, Amanda.
I really like just the people that it draws, and I've learned a lot from just people, and it's cool because like a lot of the guys that are younger that are in the game, they've been in the game for like 1-2 years or something like that, and they're like just like outselling me, crushing the game. And like I've been in it for like 8 years, and I'm like doing like half what they are. So it's cool just to be around people like that think about Amazon just on a different level and how they're able to scale by just hiring out, getting like really good systems in and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's just like fresh to be around, new energy and just like people that are just like think about Amazon in just a different space. And it's just like you also get to some of the, the older OGs that come too. So it's just like a nice, good crowd of people that attend.
Do you want to briefly explain your business model, like what you do, and then what types of sellers you've connected with? Like, were they also doing retail arbitrage, or was it like wholesale people you connected with? Can you kind of explain like what you do and then what types of relationships you made at Miami Sellers Conference that helped you out?
Yeah, definitely. I mostly do a mixture. I mean, it depends on the time of the year of RA, OA, and wholesale. I'd say OA is probably the least amount of my business that I do. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 15% of my business. And I'm probably like 30 to 40 RA and 30 to 40 wholesale. It just depends. Like if I'm doing an RA trip, I'm pretty much 100% RA for, a month or 2 months or however long I'm on the road. But then when I'm at home, it's, just replenishing wholesale stuff, a little bit of RA, a little bit of OA. And honestly, I've connected with more people, honestly, for myself, not even like in the Amazon space. Like a lot of the people that I've connected with there, we don't even really talk business. It's just like we connected on a personal level. Like last year I was able to share my story and stuff like that. And that was cool because I've had, a handful of people come up to me that we were able to connect on, like they had, relatives or they themselves had like substance issues and, hardships growing up. So we kind of connected on that. And like a handful of people that I met there, we didn't even like discuss Amazon really that much. It was just more so like we connected as people. And I've had people come stay at my house that I've met at Miami Seller Conference. And, when people that from the conference come to Vegas, they always hit me up when we go out and we hang out. And I've got, multiple, new friends in my friend group, that I've met from this conference. So it's cool that just a lot of the young people, they're just like going there. They're just like hungry to network and hungry to grow their businesses. So like it's easy to make friends and connect with people there on pretty much any level, whether it's business or outside of business.
Heck yeah. Love to hear that. David, do you want to briefly introduce yourself for people that don't know you? Got a lot of new booksellers following me, so they may not know Dave can read. So if you want to talk about, your journey and
absolutely
your experience at Miami in the past.
Yeah, for sure. My name is David, and I started a company about 16 years ago now in Denver. And we sell a ton of books every year. We process through, I think, like 6 to 9 million pounds of books. I can't even keep count. Yes, it's a crazy amount every year now. I think we're catching up to Vishal as far as sales pretty quickly.
Oh, really?
But yeah. So we've been selling over $1 million books since I want to say since 2014, 2015. And so fairly large size book operation. Excited to go to Miami and connect with all the other booksellers down there. I always think of Miami as sort of a petri dish of like where all the conditions are right and just things happen. And I'll sit at one table and I'll hear all these different ideas sort of floating around, and I'll go to another one. There are more ideas, and so it's just like it's like a hotspot for ideas and connections, and you just never know what's going to come of that. It reminds me a lot of like Scout IQs or Turn the Page events back in the day, and I wouldn't know what I was really going for, but I'd always walk out of it with something. And whether it was an idea that would improve my business by 5%, or if it's a new connection like Jameson said that leads to more opportunities either personally or professionally. And so yeah, Miami has a special place in my heart, and that means a lot because I actually dislike the city of Miami for the most part. It's just a little too hot and humid for me.
Yep.
But the only reason I go down there is for you guys.
Heck yeah. We got a actually specific question.
Taylor, you're on mute, bro.
Shit. Miami in the winter though, Dave, actually isn't that bad. It's like low 70s. It's like really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it because it's still technically is March spring or something.
It's going to be really interesting. So the weather hopefully is going to not be too hot. I mean, it is really nice in January, but hopefully it won't be too hot. But either way, we have one location where the 2-day events occurring, the after parties occurring there, and the yachts departing all from the same venue. So everything is centralized. All the speakers are staying at the venue. You guys can check out the venue at MiamiSellersConference.com, get discounted rates. Jameson said that the rates were actually pretty good. You said
yes,
that,
they were amazing. You guys got really good rates.
You thought that maybe we were like BSing and the rates weren't that good. He said that they were about 20%, right? Less.
Yeah, that was probably honestly 25 to 30% cheaper because I've done multiple events where they get like they block hotels for discounted rates for booking through their link, and they give you XYZ price. And I've called on my own outside of their special deal, and I've gotten a cheaper price just calling over the phone.
Yeah,
so
I'm glad you did
always
that.
double check to make sure.
I didn't actually know if we got the cheaper price or not.
Yeah, because it was like they told me it was like $1,600 for 3 nights there, and then with your link, it was like $1,098 or something like that. Like it was like way cheaper.
Yeah, that's awesome. Real quick, David, somebody's asking, what advice would you give someone 6 months in processing 48 gays a month? Working on this guy comments on all my YouTubes the same thing, and I always laugh. Working out of a storage unit right now.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's pretty.
That's a pretty good volume actually.
That's a lot of gays.
It sure is. Here's the thing. It's like you got to put in the time, the effort. For bulk, it's one of those things where in the beginning it's profitable. You know, when you're cherry picking and you're doing online retail arbitrage, it's profitable. Once you get into bulk, there's this like steep sort of like valley of death where you just go through, and until you scale up to a certain point, it's just so hard to break even and start cash flowing. And so you just have to keep pushing, or like throw a bunch of money, go out and get some, investments or inject some capital into the business to really supercharge it. But 48 is a really good solid number. I'd say like the next milestone would be getting to a truck a week, and that seems to be about the point where it starts making sense. So about 4 times that amount. How many gays is that? 48 times 4, so almost 200 gays a month you have to get to.
Yeah, it's a lot of gays. Did you connect with you came in I can't even remember the years now. The first year we did was 2021, so 2022 was a pretty good book seller year, I would say. Did you
we had.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that, like what booksellers you met there? And I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, I just remember. I think his name was Michael out of Atlanta. He came all the way down, and he paid for the sort of the Shark Tank style like hot seat, where Caleb and I like essentially interrogated him about his business and was giving him advice and strategies for his business. And so like I think that was also the year. Did Fortnell come that year too? Did Fortnell ever come?
He came 2022.
Yeah, I mean, so it was a big year for booksellers, and I remember meeting a lot of the different booksellers. Here's the thing: is the beautiful thing about Miami is you connect with people who aren't in your industry, right? So I sell books. I don't do online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, private label, wholesale. I don't do any of that. But I might be having a conversation with someone who's in a completely unrelated industry, like, doing wholesale. And they're talking about how they're landing new accounts and new clients and the different strategies that they're using. And that might like sort of click something for me in talking with a Goodwill to be able to unlock a few extra truckloads of books every month. And so even if I'm the only bookseller, or even if there are 5 booksellers that show up, there's just going to be so much value from having people who know the space, understand Amazon, and have ideas that, can really 10x your business.
Definitely. Yeah. I think Michael coming to that event kept restricted inventory alive, because now he's my partner, obviously, in restricted inventory, but I don't know if he would have trusted me that much, because I didn't realize, like, when I met him, or not met him, but when we landed the deal for restricted inventory at the Scout IQ Summit, I forgot that he like watched me that whole event. So he probably trusted me a little bit more than if I was just like some random, person that he heard of through you or Caleb. But him coming to the event, he got to see me and, see what I would like to think was an organized event and be like, okay, this guy's not absolutely crazy, So I'm really excited to have you and Vishal there along with the online arbitrage book guys. I just feel like that's going to be such a good vibe.
That's Joji and Victor, right?
Yep. Victor Gallegos.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to connect with them too. I know Joji fairly well, but I want to pick their brains because Joji, last time he came on our podcast, the Stacking Habits podcast, he was telling me about like how he stocks my storefront and like buys inventory from me and flips it on FBA. And I was just like, at first I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. And then like a few months later, I'm still thinking about it. I'm just like, damn, which items is he buying and flipping? Like, let's figure that out.
Yeah. Your storefront name was actually dropped in Victor's Facebook group. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too. And at first I was just like, yeah, no, it's cool, efficiency thing. And then now I'm like, am I missing something? Like,
yeah,
can I squeeze an extra 5% out by? So, like even for someone like me, I'm not going to, just share everything I've learned. I'll definitely do that, but I'm also going so I can pick up little, nuggets of wisdom from everyone there, including Taylor, Jameson. We always have a good time when we connect.
100%. Mr. Jones.
I don't feel comfortable talking.
How's Costa Rica?
It's good, man. It's good. Yeah. Just heard a howler monkey. That's what they sound like.
We heard one of those. Me and Taylor were together in Costa Rica, and I was like, let's go find it. And he's like, I'm good, man. I'm gonna chill here because it
runs into the jungle on like a downhill slope like this. He just starts running, and I'm like, dude, absolutely no way am I going with you.
It sounds like a zombie.
Yeah,
it actually does.
Yeah, they're pretty.
But they're not nearly as big as they sound. Like Jameson. Should I use DHL or UPS for bound printed matter for books?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get pretty good rates for either of those. It really depends on your volume. So I'd say case by case, but USPS is always, for the most part, going to have the cheapest rates. And DHL, again, they have a lot of really good, convenient options. So both are really good options. It depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Jameson, what do you think about the after party these previous few years? Did you wow out at all? Did you guys see the clip I made of 1,000 ASINs?
No, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I clipped that and I was like, should I post this? And I'm like, I'm just gonna post it.
Yeah, after party was good. After party was really cool because like you could there was all these different groups of people hanging out, and you can get a lot more one-on-one time, with the people that you want to meet and talk to. So it was really cool to be able to just like get some good one-on-one time because when you go to these events, sometimes it's like people are like maybe they don't know each other well enough, or they're a little stiff. They're at the event, they're there to learn, they're focused on that and stuff. So it's like when you go to like the after party, someone has a drink or two, like they're a little more loose.
You can like really wow out. Like there's no right way to do this. You just go have fun, drink. What if you want? Like you don't have to drink if you're just
you do. No,
more of a social person. Hopefully I'll be drinking this year. I've been waiting to drink for the past almost 11 months now.
Damn.
Did you hit it yet, Avery?
Not yet. 30 away.
30. So it might happen at Miami Sellers Conference.
Yeah. There's a chance it could happen in Miami. Hopefully sooner. We have a lot of free trials right now. But
Jameson, do you want to both set up like 15 different emails, and we'll make 30 accounts, and that way he can hit 500, and then we can get him drunk.
And then cancel.
That type of behavior.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely hit it because we just got 24 signups yesterday. So or 2 days ago. And so we got to wait for those to expire. They'll expire in a month. Not expire, but.
Dude, 2022, I made myself look stupid. I don't know if you remember that. The one with the venues with the glass walls. I got way too drunk. That was like, I really.
That was a sick venue.
Yeah, that was cool.
Wasn't that last year? Oh no, last year was at the hotel. That last year was a really good event. Like I feel like because I went to years 2 and 3. And I feel like the second year it was pretty put together. But there were a couple things, like there were some like faux pas moments, like you know,
for sure. Towards the end of the day,
yeah.
like we were in like a giant glass venue, and everybody. What I realized is everybody comes to these events to network, and so in my head, I'm like, I need to make this perfect and do this and that, and like the truth is, all these people are paying about $1,000 to come to Miami just for the ticket, and then they're paying like another $1,500 to $2,000. You know, probably not that much, but to stay in
for flights and accommodation.
Yeah, all that. And so these people are like all in. And so even if me and Taylor just literally did nothing, like having everybody in the room, I just know this year is going to be amazing. Like because the speaker lineup, we have like 30 amazing speakers, and then the attendees who are like high level attendees. Just put them in a room, and we're really focused on, rather than like putting X speaker here, X speaker here, X speaker here, we're still going to do like what we think is the best, most valuable talks. But instead, Taylor and I went to a Tony Robbins event, and we realized like a lot of just like facilitating, like we don't even really need to do icebreakers like Tony Robbins does. Tony Robbins does these icebreakers where it's like you talk about different things, but the thing is like we're all so nerdy, we're all Amazon sellers that we're all just going to talk about it anyway. So we're facilitating more networking. And David, you actually mentioned this. I was worried, like, what if I put Joji at a table by himself and only 5 people go to Joji? Well, you were like, well, that'd be amazing if I was in Tindy and I was one of the 5 to talk to Joji, who I follow on YouTube. And so we're going to do that this year. We're going to set up like panels, probably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and just rotate. So we'll have Amazon Lit, Watch Me Amazon, Mundo, you, Vishal, like everyone there. So everyone from different corners of the industry can kind of navigate and go around. So
it just might be hard because I feel like we might want to put like 50 or 60 chairs at my table so enough people can ask me questions. I'm just kidding. I'm feeling really silly tonight. I don't know why. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Wrestling matches on the beach.
Taylor was trying to wrestle.
Jameson, you're going to Miami too, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Are you flying down there, or are you gonna road trip down there? Do some RA on the way?
No, ASD is like it ends the day before I'm flying out, so we have to fly, unfortunately. Otherwise, if ASD wasn't there, I would have driven for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You're probably one of the Amazon sellers that I see the most, just because like you're always passing through Denver and always stopping at your spot, DBC.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, I was just there like 3 days ago, but it was just like real quick. And
Denver Biscuit Company.
I skipped it this round because I went 7. Like I'm trying different like little diets and little challenges and just like my lifestyle and food. And I decided to go 7 days no gluten, which was honestly probably one of the most challenging things I've ever had to do.
Really?
And so we were in Denver like 3 days ago, and I wasn't able to go to Denver Biscuit Company.
Did you get like? Why was it so difficult?
Because honestly, I don't realize how much gluten is in almost everything we eat, like cheese to everything that I love, that it was just like, it was honestly a lot more challenging than I thought.
Even a lot of Asian food, soy sauce has gluten in it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like so much stuff has gluten in it. So it was a tough week, especially being on the road too. On top of that, I made it through, but it was definitely it was challenging for sure to go with no gluten for the week.
That's no beer too.
Yeah. I don't really drink anymore, honestly. I probably had maybe 2 glasses of wine in the last like 2 months, maybe. Like
wow.
I would do like probably like I'd say about a year ago, dude. I was probably drinking at least 1 bottle of wine a day, like every day, consistently for like 2 years.
That's gonna be
like it was. Like, and I was just like going out to all these events and like hanging out with people. And I realized like, if I wasn't drinking, I wasn't having a good time, So I was like, all right, you know what? I got to really adjust. So I probably maybe have, like maybe 2 glasses of wine a month, if that. And I don't even finish them. Like I haven't been tipsy, let alone even had a buzz in probably about a year now.
Wow.
Congrats.
Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Right around the same time I stopped.
Got to do it.
Last year I went sober for 2 months in the beginning, and then I drank for like a month, and then I did 3 months. And when you stop, I feel like you realize that like alcohol like numbs you out to the what you're
Mhm.
feeling, and like once you get past that initial like I don't really want it, and you kind of you sort of adjust. It's honestly you're better, kind of way better without it, and your sleep is way better.
Yeah, dude. I'm getting to the point where I can actually go out, socialize with people, and have a good time and not drink. Because like
Yeah.
for like probably like 6 months, I was going out with people and I was getting bored right away. Like there were dancing, salsa, like whatever, we're going out, and I would just
Salsa
get
dance.
tired. Yeah, we go like with our family and stuff. We go salsa dance.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, we'll go, and it's like I would just get bored, dude. Like I would get tired. It'd be like 10, 11 at night, and I'm just like, this is lame. I want to go home because I'm used to being tipsy, you
Yeah.
know. And so I finally am hitting that point where I can go to family parties and we can go out and I can actually have fun and like hang and then don't need any alcohol. Or I might have like one drink and it's like literally one, and I'll drink it over like a 5-hour period and it'll still be left over when I'm done. So it's like I'm finally starting to have fun in life and everything.
Yeah,
and
the
not
best is
need
like
alcohol.
because the difference in the night when you're drinking and you start having fun, you're like, oh, like the drinks are peaking right now, but you know it's about to go down. But if you're just getting that natural high off like good people around you, you just know the night's going to continue to go up. So
yes.
yeah.
Well,
That's
actually,
what I
there's
like
a
about
solution for that first situation. Just keep fucking drinking. No, I'm just kidding.
Avery, I've been watching your videos for the past 2 weeks. How's my audio, by the way? Do I sound far away?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Is it coming from here? Test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna read this out loud?
So she says she opened her seller account. Can a scanner work with Scout IQ? Any scanner that can connect to your phone will work with Scout IQ. Scout IQ also is really good. It's called speed mode, and you can just scan with your camera. That's pretty damn good. Otherwise, I recommend like the Notamu Mini, which if you're already going through my course on starthumble.com, you'll see that. Probably kind of late for me to start a wrestling match. There's like 5 people that like I've told I'm going to wrestle on the beach, so we'll see if it happens. And how many hours do you recommend I put in weekly? Depends what your goals are. You work full time. You can get a lot out of a book business just cherry picking if you go out on a Saturday and you really plan your day. So if you plan like Goodwill, Salvation Army, library, used bookstore, like if you have like 10 locations you're going to hit in one day, and granted, you might only hit one location because it's so good and that's going to yield you most of your books. But in one Saturday, you could easily make 500 to 1,000 profit if you put work in. And if you find a good deal, like a preacher's collection that was, a private collection he passed, that can be worth, several $1,000s. So it's all about finding the gems. 10% of Amazon sales are book sales. It's about finding the good books. Stop by David's.
I would start with people I know, like I taught my uncle how to sell books. He was out in California, and for a while, all he did was just like hit up his friends and stuff and just go to their houses and scan through all their books.
Literally the best inventory because nobody else has scanned it yet. If you go to your local thrift, they've likely watched a YouTube video or they've been in the game for a while, so your local thrifts could be picked over. Whereas, my mom just landed a deal, $800 profit from a friend who works at a thrift store who got a donation from someone who passed. And so she got the raw donated books, didn't pay anything for them, listed them, and they're $800 gross profit. She's probably sold 200 or 300 already. When buying a pallet, what do you do with all the ones that are not sold?
For me, it's going to look a lot different for everyone else because this is sort of a unique situation for us. But we have wholesale buyers for all of our duds, depending on what they are. So we have people who buy kids books from us. We have people who buy non-ISBN books, ISBN books, magazines. Like it's like sort of splitting up all the different parts of a cow. Like we have buyers for every single part of it, except VHS. Like I sold maybe I sold 2 pallets of VHS actually for the first time ever in my career. Can you believe it? 2 gays of VHS, and I got like I think I sold them for like $120 a pallet, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But it sold to Do you guys have you guys ever been to a Smash room where they give you a bat and goggles and you just smash
I've never
stuff?
seen them. I think I saw you
Yes.
and Caleb or somebody go. Somebody,
Yeah,
one
and
of
so
my friends.
someone wanted it for a Smash room, so apparently they smash really well.
Yeah, there was somebody
Yeah.
telling me about that, like how cathartic it was, like how it just released so much pent up emotion. And I'm like, growing up, me and my friends were really weird. Like we would take microwaves. I'm not even gonna tell the whole story. Taylor knows the whole story, but we would just like smash microwaves and we'd make bonfires in the woods. Good times. But so
Why
I
don't you
feel
tell
like
me what you did at the bonfire at our Airbnb?
I hit you with these.
I'll tell you what you did. Dave, listen to this. So we rented an Airbnb for the 4th of July and spent like $500.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about the other Airbnb, Tulsa.
Like,
Oh,
we spent like $500 on Phantom fireworks, and it was a blast. But it was not enough for Avery. He at 1 a.m, he's like, "No, we need propane tanks. We're gonna throw on this fucking bonfire." And I'm like, Avery, if that explodes, it could literally ricochet and break a window in the house. We're not buying a propane tank. And I was literally fighting with him for like an hour, and finally he gives in, but he still bought.
Taylor looks up propane tanks. You know the propane tanks are like the size of a couch that you like fill cars up with gas. He's looking those up, and I'm like, dude, this is like a little camping.
So listen, I knew it would have been bad. Anyways, he buys those little like travel hairspray cans, and I'm like, at 2 a.m, I'm like, I'm going to bed. I hear a freaking on my window,
and he's on the second floor.
Hairspray cans are nailing my porch and window at this Airbnb.
It was one can.
Avery is reckless for the 4th of July. Be very careful.
Dude, this is a pretty intense story coming from the guy who's going to jump off the 3rd story of the Airbnb in Costa Rica.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in that moment, I was like, why is Taylor the one telling me not to do this? And I'm like, oh, because the Airbnb in his name finally. Like at Miami Sellers Conference, the second year, I did most of the planning for that, like the logistics and stuff. And like, I'm worried about cleaning the place and all this. And Taylor's like on the ground, just like, oh. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to help with this. So it kind of like the tables turned. I'm like, all right, now it's my turn to be the irresponsible one.
Yo, that was a lot of fun. Dave, if you want to come, I feel Avery, we should do that again this 4th of July.
we need to do that again,
yeah,
but we need like 4 times the amount of fireworks
and like 5 times the amount of people.
Yeah, that was good vibes out there.
Can you put that comment back up there for him?
Yeah. Jameson, how much sharing did you do? Or not sharing, but I guess sharing. Like how much – I know you've done deals with people at ASD where you've done wholesale buyouts. Did you do anything similar to that, like that at Miami Sellers Conference where you met people and then proceeded to do wholesale buys with them?
No. But I did make some money with the guy I met at Miami Seller Conference. He comes to Vegas like 3-4 times a year for work. And so when he came to Vegas a few months back, we went to the casino. We both stuck $50 in a video poker machine, and we did a 50-50 split, and we won $4,000 on a slot machine. So I did make money with somebody at Miami Seller Conference.
Wow.
I'm gonna share
it just wasn't selling on Amazon.
Exactly, yeah. And we got paid up front.
So quick overview of the speaker lineup, guys. Everyone watching on YouTube. We got Watch Me Amazon.
Well, this is stacked lineup. This is a stacked lineup.
So we got Watch Me Amazon. He rarely goes to events, so we got him and Amazon Lit for the same event. So that's really interesting having both them there because in my eyes, they're kind of like the wholesale OGs. There's other people up and coming, but they've been the ones doing it for like, 10 plus years, probably 15 years like you, David. And then we got Warner Fields, Miles. They live right across the street, so they'll be able to walk to the venue this year. They've been coming to our events ever since the very beginning. So, and now, honestly, a lot of the attendees are probably going to be from their audiences. So that's pretty cool. Mr. Jones, myself, Reezy Resells is coming back. We got Tim, who's got 20 VAs doing $10 million a year with online arbitrage. He doesn't really work much on his business. It's pretty systematized. So unlike Actually, Warner has a similar business model where his VA is fine, but Miles just really buys a lot of his product from like his network. He's got such a big network that he leverages that. But Miles and Soros both have virtual assistants, and I think he's going to talk. I want Tim to talk about. He's doing. It's like an event for all of his employees. So he has 20 employees. He's inviting all of them in the Philippines and just throwing a super nice event for them, which is really cool. Me and Taylor might do something like that, low key, after Miami Sellers Conference for ours. But I kind of want him to actually talk about that because I think he's really good at leading teams and just getting people motivated, giving proper incentive structures, all that kind of stuff. Eric with Amazon Lit doing $4 million a month. They've been crushing it. Both of them will be there, Eric and Sebastian. Joji Davenport doing 100K profit. Textbook flips. Vishal doing 800,000 a month out of Canada. So him and David will probably be on a panel together. And I want to put Vishal in front of everyone. So he said he was nervous, David, about talking in front of everyone. So I said David can go up there with you.
Dude, Vishal knows his stuff. And the crazy thing is, like, I listened to the podcast you guys did. What was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And Vishal and his partner, they're sharp guys. Like, they were working at top like accounting and consulting firms prior to doing this business. They're like probably some of the smartest people I know in the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My cousin said he was the best looking on the page for whatever that's worth. And then we got Fast Track FBA. Super excited to have him again. He's a world traveler. It's really cool to have people like this. Like he's kind of like a Taylor in Roma the Roamer type where he just, wants to travel the world. And so that's our people. Corey Ganem, this kid's popped off recently. He paid to come to Miami last year, and this year he's speaking.
He kind of looks like Mark Zuckerberg a little bit. Just a little bit.
Reezy told me that he looks more like Mark Zuckerberg than I do. So I took that as a compliment. Then we got Chris Grant, OG in the online arbitrage space. Miami local here, Alexis. I met him there back when I moved to Miami in 2020. He's an 8-figure seller.
Wow.
It's surprising how many 8-figure sellers either pay for tickets for Miami Sellers Conference or just end up being there. I guess you don't just end up being there, but there is one guy that just ended up being there last year, and it was the DJ's cousin. The DJ was like, "Hey, can I invite my cousin? He's got a little Amazon business." Turns out dude's doing $10 million a year wholesale. So
all stolen goods. No.
Kevin Peterson, private label seller, so we get some private label representation in the house. And a lot of Amazon sellers do have the goal of eventually doing private labels, so he'll be there. Javier, another Miami local. Garrett, part of the Buy Box Bandits. I don't even want to say it on live, but he still works a job, which is really interesting, and I have some opinions about that. But he's a hustler. He's a software engineer and super data-driven and sells 7 figures annually. Cade Peterson, you want to talk about him, Taylor? Cade?
Yeah, Cade, he's blowing up on social media right now and doing – that's Trevin's brother. And actually, they recently put together a program for the Amazon product reviewing, and they're crushing it. Like I think he's bringing in at least $10,000 a month, income, straight income on reviewing products.
And that's not like
that's
if you hear
not
Amazon sellers say they're doing $100,000 a month, they're probably making 10, 15K. But with this, if you're making 10K a month, you're making 10K a month.
Yeah, and then it's crazy too because they're literally reaching out to people and like getting like free like $500 like electric scooters, like blenders, like whatever you want. You just like, hey, you guys want a free review, and then like they're getting like anything on Amazon for free, and then review. It's like really cool. Wow. It's really cool. So I don't know exactly what he's going to be. I don't know if you've talked with him about Avery about what he's going to talk about, but I'm guessing they're going to probably. He loves personal development. He's really good at talking about that, so he'll probably talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to share about. He just grew. So I used to brag about him growing to 100K followers. You can see it says 100K. Dude, he's probably at 200K now. I checked last week and he was at 189K. So his Instagram's blowing up in a time where it's hard to grow on Instagram. So he's definitely doing something right.
Yeah.
We got Rake and Profit. He's got over 170,000 subs on YouTube. He also built an eBay to Amazon business doing six figures profit. And so he'll have a lot of his people come through. Jameson Philippi.
Woo! Yes.
An amazing talk last year.
Yes. Yes. I want you to make a sound that unleashes you.
And so last year, Jameson shared a really inspiring story, his story about how he went from being a drug addict to basically building like a 7-figure Amazon business. And, you know, when you see all these people selling on Amazon, you know, some of these people you just are like, they're built different. You know, you might look at Eric and be like, he's got a warehouse doing, and even Eric, like, I mean, a lot of people had rough upbringings. Eric could tell you more about that, but like almost all these people are bootstrapped for the most part, which is really inspiring. But hearing the story of, you know, someone come from nothing and like the cool stuff Jameson shared on our podcast, but your talk was fucking amazing last year, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Might have to do something similar to that again. I wouldn't be opposed to like, maybe if you want to do the same thing, honestly, like, you know, sometimes it gets kind of boring, people talking about like buy box statistics, this, that, and to hear the story of the progression, you know, it's definitely moving. So excited to have you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
100%. Then we got FBA Michaela, just so we don't get, we invited 2 girls so we wouldn't get canceled. No, I'm just kidding. FBA Michaela, savage. She's doing wholesale and she is doing a lot of real estate flips. I wish you were on the pod, Taylor, with her. She was talking a lot about how she's putting her money, and she's actually using a lot of other people's money to build her real estate business. But I might have her talk about real estate because I know a lot of Amazon sellers want to get in there.
You actually really should.
Yeah. And so like real estate in the context of taking your Amazon profit and putting it into something else. Because as we all know, Amazon's pretty risky. John's a bulk bookseller turned OA. So he's a good resource to have. A lot of booksellers will be there. And, you know, if you're considering OA, this is someone who went from books to OA. So it'll be nice to have him there. Rebecca Martinez, find it, flip it. She's popping off on Instagram right now. We just interviewed her a few pods ago. And she's doing retail arbitrage and getting hella views on Instagram. So excited to have her. Dave can read, 15 years in the game.
Right.
Make a noise that unleashes you.
A gem to the community. He was, you know, he's obviously here on the pod right now, but was also a part of the Scout IQ team at the very end. Helped a lot with the development of Scout IQ. He talked about software last year, and this year we'll see, but definitely, you know, something about books and running an operation. We'll kind of see like what the audience looks like, but I think you and Vishal are going to do something together, and people are going to love having you there. And then we got Nick, who is from TikTok. He actually reached out to us, and you can see he's doing over $4 million a year wholesale. I asked if this guy was legit or not in a group text that I have with Amazon sellers, and Flips for Miles says he is. So he's Flips for Miles approved. So I trust it.
And the fun game that we're going to play is one of the speakers is a scammer, and you guys have to guess which one. No,
oh, man, that's amazing.
Oh, my God.
Just one?
Imagine if we paid for, like, you know how you paid for that Miami seller or what was that thing that you like Amazon Savages podcast. Imagine if we had that.
Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Hear the stories of
Imagine if we had that voice and like, and now Dave can read 15 years on Amazon about Denver, Colorado. And, like to intro everybody for the event, that would be actually really funny.
Dude, all you need is a DJ who can MC with a really good radio voice.
Yeah.
That would be actually really funny.
Yeah, that's actually on the list.
It's not beyond the reach. I mean, I think if we sell enough tickets, you can splurge on a DJ who can MC, right?
This will be the first
you can get DJ Khaled?
We the best!
That'll be $500K.
It's where all the money goes. It's the whole budget, $100K on DJ Khaled for 2 minutes. Yeah, so that's Miami Sellers Conference speaker lineup. So all those people are gonna be in the room. They're gonna be at the after party. They're gonna be in the events all weekend. I guarantee you'll get to meet these people and you know, connect with them. So super excited for that. And I just love having the speakers there. Like, I know you know Vishal already, but I'm just excited for you guys to talk to each other. You and Reezy, like, I don't know. I like seeing that. Like, oh, there's Vishal and Reezy. And
Are you
and
excited?
Dave can read all in the corner. Like, it's just cool. And so, super pumped for this year. MiamiSellersConference.com. Get your tickets before the prices go up. We will be raising prices probably towards the end of February. So now is the cheapest price you can get it.
And I mean, lock it down now so you can find the best flight deals.
Oh yeah,
You can book the hotel. Jameson, you said a great rate.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and flights were super cheap too.
Yeah.
Remember
How
when
much
Avery?
How much were your flights from Vegas to Miami?
I think it was like for like 300 something for 2 tickets round trip,
that's
direct flight.
Really not bad.
Yeah. No, yeah. When Avery first announced like the dates, I was checking flights like 5 minutes after, and it was like $1,100 a ticket. And I was just like, yeah, dude, there's no way I'm going this year. I'm not paying freaking $2,200 for tickets plus hotel, blah, blah, blah. And then like a month ago, I checked and I was like, damn, dude, they went down by like 7-8 times the price. They were down to like 150 to 175 direct flight round trip. And I was like, sweet. And then I grabbed them. And
yeah,
so, yeah, they went down a lot.
I realized traveling the last few years, flights are really cheap, like February, March, April. And then they get really expensive the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So,
Summer break. Everyone's traveling. So
yeah, exactly.
Is
right,
is Tim coming? Tim from Philly?
Yeah, I need to add him to the website, actually. We're going to throw him on a panel this year. Him and
I'm excited to see everyone.
Him
Sawyer.
Actually.
There's this kid doing, I guess Tim's doing, how much is Tim doing a year? 3 million?
Dude, he's crushing it too.
No. I think he's doing 5 to 6 million.
Okay. Sawyer's doing 8 figures as an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Tim showed me his account. I think he did like 700,000 in last December alone. Yeah, it was so funny. Him and his girl came over and played cards. They were skiing, and we're in Salt Lake, so he stopped by. And what did he say? I don't even. Actually, never mind. I don't even remember.
You remember? Quit lying.
I was listening to a joke, and then I don't know if like this is even appropriate, but like.
Well, we'll save it for Miami then. If you want to hear this joke, come to Miami.
You can always count on Dave to keep it.
There's such a.
I won't even say it wasn't PG. Just inappropriate. Why would you be inappropriate?
I don't know. I'm trying to be appropriate, respectful. I really do, even though I'm crazy. But, yeah. I forgot, Dave. Yeah, he came to the mastermind. We're all homies. I totally forgot. Did you see? Yeah. So good times. Good times.
I'm excited to see everyone.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. MiamiSellersConference.com. Go follow these two right here. We got Dave Can Read on Instagram and Jameson Philippi on Instagram as well, and Facebook. That's PHI.
Oh, hey.
In MySpace.
Let's touch at the corner, guys. James. Wrong way, bro.
Oh shit.
Oh, daddy.
All right, y'all. See you in Miami.
All right, peace.